Hi, I'm Marnie Pehrson of IamJoyful.com and IdealMarketers.com. In our last segment, we talked about you and how you can control who you are and who you want to become to a great degree. But the only other aspect of who that you cannot control is other people. You cannot force your will onto someone else. And when you do, people do that. If they do it, they end up making a mess. There's problems and challenges and butting heads and relationship issues. And most relationship issues stem out of one person trying to control the other person. We might think that our ideas are right and we try to force those ideas onto someone else. Or we may want to make our children be little soldiers and do exactly what we want them to do. Or maybe our spouse is not living up to what we think they should become, and so we try to guilt trip them or manipulate them or force them into doing what we want them to do. And anytime when you're using your agency to try to manipulate someone else's agency, you're going to run into problems. So I remember one lady called me one time who had wanted her son to go to a specific college. That was a college she just had her heart set on. She prayed for him to go to that college. She wanted him to go to that college. She just felt so good about him going to that college. But he wouldn't go there. He didn't want to go there. And the more she wanted and the more she prayed, well, the more it just didn't happen. And that's because her son has his freedom to choose. He is the character, the hero, the main character of his own story. And you can't force someone else. And when you do, you really end up pushing them away more than anything. So as you think about your interactions with other people, and if you're running into challenges, try to think, okay, am I trying to manipulate this person? Am I putting my expectations over onto them? And, no amount of prayer is going to make God take away someone else's agency. Now, we can pray for those who are lost. We can pray for those who are struggling, and God will put circumstances and events into their lives to help them grow, because he's also writing their faith story, and he wants them to come home to him too. So it's not like he doesn't have good intentions, but the reason, the things that we think those other people ought to be doing may not be the best things for them. They may need to struggle a little longer. They may need to, struggle in their shell or their cocoon just a little longer so that they can learn their own spiritual lesson and move on to it, move on out of it themselves. And so be patient with people. Heavenly Father's immensely patient with each one of us. And the older I get, the more I realize that his timing is perfect, and he knows best about how to help other people. And we can just ask him and pray, how can I help? And he will give us ideas and insights on how to help other people. And we should act immediately on those whenever he gives those to us. But we should never try to force or coerce them into doing what we think they ought to do. In the next segment, we're going to talk about what. And what you have a great degree of control over, what you want. And so in the next segment, we'll talk about that.